right, hello everybody. Welcome to my channel as the garden turns. So what I'm going to be making here today in this video is some Louisiana bread pudding. Now I have some leftover bread from yesterday that I made, which is going to make this even better. And this is a pineapple bread. So you want to just cube your leftover bread. And I'm going to show you. So I'm going to be taking like dinner over from my mom tomorrow, and she's going to get some of this bread pudding. So I just was on the phone with my sister, and she's with her, and she was like, oh, that sounds good. So I'm going to take her some bread pudding, and then I'm also going to make her dinner tomorrow. So that is going to be my Mother's Day gift. I'm not one to buy things at the store anymore. I just feel like, why keep giving these people money? I'm not getting anything out of it. And I know y'all might be like, well, you cooking food, but that's different. I got to eat. I don't have to buy roses, you know, or whatever else they selling. So I'm just chopping up my bread, getting it in some nice cubes. Let me show you what these are looking like here. And this is homemade bread. So look at that. What? Make your own bread. And then I'm just going to chop up this last one. And then we're going to get into making this Louisiana bread pudding. And yeah, I do that on purpose. I pause and draw out my words on purpose. But let me get this bread sliced, and then we're going to move on with our recipe so we can get on with our Louisiana date night. Date night in Louisiana. All right, y'all. So we have our bread sliced, and it is right here. So I have this sliced into some nice cubes. And in my bowl, I want to add 6 egg yolks, 2 cups of milk. I have lactose-free milk. My husband is lactose intolerant, and we want to make sure we give him lactose-free milk because, you know what, I'm going to do a cup of milk and a cup of heavy cream. Because when he drink milk and he ain't supposed to have it, oh, it is a whole problem. I'd be like, please fix your problem. So, yeah, we use a lot of lactose-free milk. All right, so you want to add that. All right, let's whisk this together here. Okay, you want to go ahead and add your vanilla. And you need a teaspoon of vanilla. Oh, that was my teaspoon because that poured all the way in there. That was good. All right, you heard that. And then you need 1 cup of sugar. And that is probably about 2 cups of bread sliced. So that's 1 cup of sugar. Let me get the top for this. And we may need to add 1 more cup of milk. I just added that just so we can put our bread in and see how it does with what we got in here. So I have my bread cubes. I'm going to go ahead and add those in. And then also you want to have some raisins soaking in some water. So this is about a 1/2 cup of raisins soaking in about 1 cup of hot water. All right, so let's add our bread. This smells so good. This is like a sweet bread. It has brown sugar, pineapple juice, really sweet bread. Okay, so we want to add that in. And I'm going to push this bread underneath because we want this to get soaked up. We want the bread to soak up all the butter, not the butter, the milk and the cream. And I am going to add my other cup of milk because we do need 2 cups. And then I'm going to make a caramel glaze to go over this, like a caramel pecan glaze. I mean, you can't do Louisiana bread pudding without a caramel pecan glaze. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let this soak here for about 15 minutes just so it can soak in a bunch of this milk. And then we're going to add our raisins, and then we're going to also add some chocolate chips. And then we're going to put this in the oven to bake. All right, y'all, like, share, and subscribe. Louisiana style homemade bread pudding. And I mean homemade bread, everything. All right, y'all, like, share, and subscribe. All right, so I have my raisins, and I drained most of the fluid off. I left just a little bit because I did not add my cinnamon and nutmeg. So you need about a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. This is a dangerous spice to pour without the top. Okay. And about a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. Okay. Let's mix that all together. And then we're going to pour that into our bread mixture. Mix that around really well. And then you can make this with your leftover bread, any kind of leftover bread you may have lying around in your house. You want to get rid of it, you don't want waste, make some bread pudding. Okay, so I have my pan here, and I am going to butter my pan. We got our pan buttered, and we're going to add our bread pudding in next. All right, so now we want to add our bread pudding to our pan. Ooh, go ahead and pour that in. Right now, last but not least, I'm going to add some chocolate chips. And these are some mini chocolate chips, so that makes it even better. So you want to just sprinkle on some chocolate chips. It's probably about half a cup. On top here, and one of these just fell right between my toes. Hilarious. I want to make sure my Maximus doesn't get it, so I'm going to keep it between my toes until I'm finished spreading my chocolate chips. It is literally sitting right between my toes. It's probably going to be melted by the time I get to it, but yeah, as long as he don't get it. You know, dogs can't have chocolate, so. And what's hilarious is that it's just one chocolate chip. All right, so this is going to go into our oven. And if you want, you can also add some pecans, but since I'm having a pecan caramel sauce to go over it, I'm not going to do that. And also, I'm going to be making some pecan crusted tilapia to go with our red beans and rice. So I'm going to need all the pecans I can get. So you can add pecans to yours if you like, or some other type of nuts. But for me, this is good. This is going to go in our oven. And then I'm going to let y'all know what this looks like when it come out. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And this is our New Orleans date night. Louisiana, that is in New Orleans. This is our Louisiana date night bread pudding, Louisiana style, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. All right, y'all. As you can see, the bread pudding is out of the oven. It's been sitting here for about 5 minutes. Still kind of hot, but this is what it looks like. This is Louisiana bread pudding. So next, I am going to make a nice sauce to go over this, a caramel pecan sauce. That's coming up next. All right, so we're gonna make a real quick caramel sauce for our bread pudding. So you need about 3 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna get this melted. All right, let's get the butter melted first. You're also gonna need a half cup of heavy cream and a half cup of brown sugar. And then I toasted about this is probably not a half cup, about a 1/4 cup of pecans, and I'm gonna be adding this in at the end. So it is a how do you say this? Pecan praline sauce. Okay, so you want your butter to melt. Once we get this butter melted, then we're gonna move on. This is a really fast sauce. It should be really good on this delicious bread pudding. Let me show y'all that bread pudding up close while we wait on that butter to melt. Say what? I see it in your dreams. It's doing this. It went like that. It's just in your dreams doing this. What? Okay. I don't know. I had some dessert Tourette's right there. Let me help myself. We have been in here listening again because I feel so bad. We've been listening to Mr. Smokey Robinson's music. And what was that? What is allegedly?
I said a legend.
Oh, a legend.
Smokey is a legend.
You see how I feel guilty because I said allegedly. Okay. If y'all know what he's been accused of lately, then that's what I thought. I feel guilty because I thought my husband said allegedly, but he said that Smokey is a legend. He is a legend, but he has done some things allegedly. Okay. All right. So our butter is melted. You want to add your half cup of brown sugar. I'm going to get that mixed in there. Like I told y'all, this is going to be a really nice, quick sauce. And then, let me cut this down a little bit. We're going to pour in our heavy cream. Oh, yeah. You're just going to pour it in just like that. And we don't need a lot of cream, a lot of the sauce. That's why I'm just making a little small serving. So you want to bring this to a boil, let all of this get all nice and melted and combined, and then I will show you guys the next step. All right. Okay, so as you can see, we have a sauce that has developed here. Look at that, caramel sauce. So what we want to do now is add in our pecans. I'm just going to put all in there because why not have a nutty caramel sauce? It is praline sauce. And then I'm just going to let this simmer. It's going to thicken up a little bit because it's pretty thin right now, but it is going to thicken up and become more caramely. But this is our finished sauce. I'm going to turn this all the way down and let's let this simmer for about 5 minutes or so it can thicken up. And then that'll be it. We'll be done. And then this is going to go over our delicious Louisiana style bread pudding. All right. Made with homemade Hawaiian bread or pineapple bread or whatever. All right, y'all, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so here is the finished bread pudding with the caramel praline sauce. Just wanted you guys to see what that looked like. My husband's gonna eat some, and then so we're gonna have dessert right now. All right, y'all, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. All right, y'all, so we're going to serve up dinner. So my husband is going to scoop up some rice. And look at the red beans. And look at this red beans. Let me just put a look. Oh, look at how they look. Oh, what?
Like gumbo.
It do look like gumbo. All right. So he's going to put in a scoop of white rice.
All right.
That's good.
One scoop.
Just one scoop.
Yep.
And then we're going to get a nice scoop of this red beans with sausage, ham, tomatoes, potatoes. You name it. Is that, did I do it right?
Yep.
You said put a little juice up on it?
Juice up on
you name it. You can actually see the little ham bits in there and the sausage. Let me give you some more sausage because you want to put a little
Give
scoop.
me some more of that meat and beans.
Okay, I'm giving him. Here we go. Look at this.
I got to talk when you eat this. Give me some more of that meat and beans.
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
This is hearty food.
I already had plates, honey.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna give him his piece of pecan crusted, if I can get this bad boy out the skillet, tilapia. I'm gonna give him all of his fish because he should have it all.
Cracky stuff.
He should
Not
have
the
it
crack,
all.
the crackling.
The
Crackly stuff.
The crackly meat, pecans. So we have our pecan encrusted tilapia. Do you say pecan or pecan?
I said pecan. I don't even really use that word.
Okay, I say pecan. I just was trying to be fancy.
Pecan. I say pecan.
I say pecan.
I'm more southern draw.
Yeah, I think pecan is more the southern draw. You're just lazy. It take more to say pecan.
Yeah, it do.
Yeah. All right. So this is the red beans and rice and our pecan encrusted tilapia. This is what we are having for date night dinner tonight, y'all. And then for dessert, we have Louisiana style bread pudding with some caramel praline sauce. What? Do they know how to eat New Orleans?
They know how to eat.
They know how to eat New Orleans. This is another New Orleans. This is another date night in Louisiana.
Thank you,
and not only New Orleans, in Louisiana, because we visited the whole state. We gonna come back because y'all got some really nice recipes. This was just one of many.
We've been down there.
We have been down there and we enjoyed our visit too. So
that's what we need to do. Backtrack on everywhere we've been.
We've
been
been
about 43 or 50 states.
We both
We
hold
still a lot
out.
of traveling.
Yeah.
Stones on the road.
Right. So look for this video, the cooking video for this. It probably will come out sometime Sunday or Monday, because I want to enjoy it tomorrow with my family. I am going to be cooking tomorrow. And look for that. I might be uploading a couple shorts or something like that, but look for those cooking videos that should be coming out like Monday or Tuesday. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I want to say happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
And I hope you guys have a beautiful Sunday, because I sure will. Even if I have to make myself, I'm going to have one. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video.